will back you up either way. So I get the frustration though. I know that that thing definitely beats down on you after a while.
Oh man, like it's not not a daily thing that occurs to me, but it's about once a week where I have to like remind myself that you've been doing it so long by yourself. Even though I have help, don't get me wrong, I'm very blessed to have my mom help me out and my sister and my nieces and my nephew to like give me a hand on doing things. But I've always been the one to stay up till 5, 6 in the morning. I was the one always making the bottles. I was the one bathing her. I was the one dressing her. I would go to work and come home dead tired and still do dad things, you know?
Right.
And that's one of those things that always gets me in the back of my mind. It's like, how could you bring someone into this world and not love what you created?
Mm.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to go through.
I mean,
I can.
it, you hit on a lot of things there, right? Like, so in your case, I was seeing a lot of things, but as you know, I get the whole algorithm thing right on there that you start seeing more and more of those things, right? So I started seeing a lot of things about like parenting and all these things with statistics, and it's breaking down to more and more. I realize it, and I see is that, um, kids who grow up, um, in with just their dads, right? They stay out of a lot of trouble, right? Just as kids that they have with both parents versus kids who are just raised by their moms, tend to get in a lot more trouble or a little bit more out of line, or there's a lot more negative statistics in that area, right? So meaning that the whole that dads are that vital in their kids' lives, right? And I seen this other one that I posted a while ago, and it was like asking, this feminist woman, right? And they said, and I'll ask you guys this question if you guys know, right? Like when a woman, right, is a single mom, right? She has to assume the role of a woman and a man, right, as a mom and the dad, correct?
Yeah.
So when it's a single dad, how come the dad never has to take up the role of the woman or of a mom?
True.
See what I'm
I
saying?
I I gotta disagree with that, man, because I'm both mom and dad.
Well, right.
I
Well, no,
gotta
no,
be
no. And that's what
centered.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, right? Like but you don't necessarily have to really call that, right? Like in a sense, like with me, like I'm very loving and caring with my kids, right? But I'm also very disciplined with them, right? And when it comes to that with the moms, is that it's harder for them to have that discipline part, right? Because they it's a mother's instinct to care, protect, love, right? Like it's known, right, that a baby's cry does something to women, all women, right? Like it's a trigger, right? It kicks in their maternal instincts to want to be caring, loving, and protecting, right? Guys,
Right.
they don't really get affected by the scream like that. Like the baby's crying and stuff. It doesn't really, drive us that or really, motivate to that intensity. You know what I'm saying? And that's because we have to understand that part and teach them how to be strong, right? But we also are raised by mothers, right? Like we all had our moms in
One
there,
of us got
right?
lost there.
But,
I'm still here.
Okay.
oh, um, but like what I'm saying, like with your moms, they teach you how to be affectionate. So like my mom taught me how to be very loving and caring and affectionate and all
Freddie,
those
he's
things.
still in the chat.
Yeah, Freddie, you still there?
Yeah, yeah. Hold on. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you
there you
go.
go.
Oh, okay. Oh, so I think I think it just went to sleep mode on my phone.
Oh, thanks.
You're good. You're good.
It's good. We can edit that. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, it was just like this just saying that moms they play a lot of big role like with boys, you know what I'm saying, that we have our moms and they teach us how to be loving and caring. So we know how to be nurturing and be in touch with our emotions and things like that. We're just told by society we're not supposed to do that. So that's why I see it in those instances we don't really have to play the role of the mom because it's already built into us to be caring and nurturing, right? We're just
Yeah.
not
Right.
really allowed to do that because society says we have to be stoic or like you can't show your feelings, you can't cry, you can't be emotional, you just got to man up and be strong. So nobody really sees that side. But like you said, right? Like our kids see all sides of us, right? Like,
Oh man, that's the truth right there, man.
you know what I mean? Like, man, you, And like the other part, like you're saying about like movies, right? And movies that they're saying about Disney. You said Tarzan, right? I've seen all the Disney movies, right? And the one that's always going to be super, super meaningful to me is going to be Raya and the Last Dragon,
That's a dope
Okay.
one, bro. I like it.
right?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I watch it all the time, almost like
Yeah,
at
it's
least
fire.
twice a day with my daughter.
Now, here's why, right? I don't know if I about to probably share this with you in our conversation. We sat down and had our right, but I was at a point when that movie came out where I was very, very depressed, right? And just had very, very negative thoughts of what I was going to do with my life, right? And she was really wanting to watch that movie, right? And like I just we never got around to it. Finally, I was like, all right, fine, let's just sit down and watch it, right? And for the people who don't know it, I'm sorry, like spoiler alert to what happens and stuff like that. But if you haven't watched it, too bad. But it's about right, like Raya, her and her dad have a great connection, right? You don't see her mom anywhere; it's just her and her dad, right?
Right.
And her dad gets turned into stone, and now she's spending the next 6 years trying to get her dad back. And you know what I mean, like, and no matter what, like, stops at nothing to get her dad back, right? And I'm watching this
Right.
movie and I'm thinking to myself the thoughts that I had prior, right? And I'm like, damn, like, look how important this is. And halfway through the movie, without saying anything, without prompting, my daughter just turned around and grabbed me and just hugged me and squeezed me. And I'm like, damn, like, what would I would have done to her and my son? Like, you know what I'm saying, for me being stupid. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, and seeing that what that movie was like a realization, and you see that like how important again, just we are and stuff. So that is a great emotional movie. You know what I mean? Like maybe it was maybe exercise because I was in a state of mind at that time, but that is a very underrated movie if people haven't seen because I don't hear nobody talking about it like that.
Yeah, it's definitely a sleeper movie. Um, I know exactly what you mean when you say that because I watch all these Disney movies and Netflix shows with my daughter, and I don't know if you've seen the Disney movie. Um, what's the name of it? Uh, the one where with the sea monsters.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head right now, but
Luca.
yeah, Luca. There you go. Thank you. Um, she she was about 2 when the movie came out, and she started watching it. And you know how at the end they're saying bye because his friend gives him a ticket so that he can go to school. So he
Mhm.
sold his scooter, and the
Yeah,
train's leaving, and he's running after the train just
yeah,
to say
yeah.
bye. My daughter would cry at that point, and that let me know that she understood what was happening, and that to me was like the most happiest day of my life, that she understood like when people say goodbye, it may not mean